Haiti borders with the Dominican.
Her name is Serena Buffalino. They call her Mrs. B, and her class always begins with a pledge.
Something local, something global. Haiti.
They're words that carry weight here. Helping yourself means helping others, giving back, here and a world away in Haiti.
And nobody's helping them, except for people like us.
It was through her the class learned of Haiti, of the nearly 1 million orphans, many with no school, no support, no Mrs. B in their lives.
They could not wrap their head around that.
Mrs. B's students are among Toronto's most at risk. Their challenges vary from emotional and behavioral difficulties to learning disabilities. Their trauma is so severe they can't function in a regular school setting, and we aren't allowed to show most of their classmates.
For most of the kids, most of society has turned them away. And in this classroom, they're accepted. They're accepted no matter what for who they are.
Take Yolanda. She came here last year so burdened and withdrawn, she would often fall silent, sometimes for days on end. It was, she says, Mrs. B's patience, her quiet encouragement, that saved her.
She actually saves people's lives from dangers.
And perhaps that's why these marginalized kids feel such a kinship with the orphans of Haiti, and why they were moved to act.
And so when Yolanda and Jackie and Patrick said, well, Miss B, we need to build them a school.
Build a school, no easy task. They started out raising money. They sold samosas, washed cars, screened movies, you name it. And in just a few months, this little class raised $20,000. So much, it's not just a one-room schoolhouse they can build, but a full 3-story school. And so Mrs. B set off on a journey she'd dreamed of, up into the dusty mountains above Port-au-Prince to a town called Canaan. It's home to thousands of earthquake refugees who live with no running water, no electricity, and no school, until now. The first step was a temporary school. It's up and running, 53 students already in uniform. The permanent school for 250 is growing from its foundations.
It makes me want to cry because she just makes me feel so awed, and I'm very proud of her.
All of this because of a handful of students back in Canada, and Mrs. B, the teacher who believed in them.
These are for you.
At another fundraiser, a special tribute to the students, accepted by someone who, without Mrs. B, might not be here.
They believe in me and I believe in them, and together we not only change our lives, but we change the world around us.
For inspiring great things and seeing the potential in everyone, Serena Buffalino is this week's Everyday Hero.
This is the reason why I do what I do, is because of Yolanda and all the...
Good morning, and good morning. I'm trying to lower just a little bit in the morning. Some people tell me, Barbara, you just be like, come on. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'll see how that goes, but it won't last for long because that's my personality. So I'm not stopping. I'm not going to stop that. That's part of me. Plus, it helps wake you up. So I'm doing you a favor here by getting a little loud in the morning, but that's okay. So welcome everybody to the Diamond Factory Experience Show, which is with Barbara Beckley. That's me, and wonderful, wonderful experts and special guests at the time. I want to, before we bring out our wonderful royalty of queenness, Mrs. Aneri, I always want to kind of start off with something. You know, it's really nice that you can get up in the morning, wake up, you know, dust yourself off, you know, get your mind, your body moving, and, you know, stretching and all that stuff in the morning, and then sit back, take a pause, you know, get a good book with some good affirmations in it or some quotes, or just turn on some really nice soothing music, or even if you have your favorite influencer that you listen to, and just sit back and listen to them at the beginning of the day. I'm telling you, it does a body, soul, and mind good. It really does, because it starts you on the right path for moving forward, because then anything that comes your way, you're ready for it. You're ready for it. So, mine this morning, usually I read, I got different ways of giving certain positive thoughts. This one's going to be really to the point, because I keep a lot of different things around me, different like little small little things that have the positive things on it, that's written on it. And I picked this one up this morning. It was right. I keep it next to where I sleep. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to share this one. It's straight to the point, and it's something that I believe in all the time. So this says, if you can dream it, you can do it. If you can dream it, you can do it. And I always look at that, because the times when I feel like I dreamt or I'm dreaming some things in my life that's going to, I feel like it's going to move. And then sometimes I feel, and we're human, things happen in your mind. That's why the mind, I was talking about, your mindset has to really always be there together every morning. And sometimes I question myself, can I do it? I think we all do. We're all there sometime. We know we go that way for a minute and say, can I really do this? Is it really for me? Maybe I'm overstepping a little bit. Maybe I don't know. You know what? That's when you have to look at this, at the second part of this, and say, you can do it. You can do it. And the biggest thing from this whole thing is trying. This is what I'm always talking about. If you're in the race, no matter how fast you're going, if you're slow, if you're skipping, if you're jumping, if you're running, if you're walking, you're in the race. You're trying to get there. You're taking a chance. And that's what it's all about, is taking chances. I always tell myself, I said, you know what? If things don't work out, they don't. Hey, in life, there's some things going to work out, they don't. But at least you tried and said, I'm going to take a chance on it, because I dreamt this. I've thought about this. Okay, example. I've been talking about playing the drums for the last 6 months. I said I was going to take up playing the drums. Well, I start in August. I'm going to be taking some drum lessons. Now, say that, I take the lessons, I like doing it. I might, get the drum set, and then things don't really pan out the way they do in this little hobby or whatever. That's okay. That's okay for me, because at least I say, you know what? I thought about it. It was a good thing that I felt that I want to do for myself. And I took the chance, and I took the steps, and I did it. And if it didn't work out, it don't. If it does work out, that's awesome. That's like the little cherry on top. But either way, don't sit back and feel like, okay, I don't, because I don't think I can do this. That's why you have tons of people around in the world that you can pull from, and you can ask questions and get the knowledge. There's so much knowledge and technology out here not to understand certain things that you're probably trying to get to. Use the tools that are out there. Talk to the people that are going to be there for you. That's why it's so important to be around like-minded people, because whatever you're dreaming, whatever say that you can't do, somebody is going to tell you, yes, you can do. And that's when you need a little push, that you need little reminders. So with that, I could talk for this for a minute, but I'm not, because this is not about me today. This is about Miss Queen, Neri. So she is coming on. But before that, I know we started the show already, but I always have to start the show with the intro, and then we'll get straight to the Queen. Here we go.
morning, everyone. This is Aneri Bellamy, your impact leader, and we are here on the Hour of Impact. Thank you so much, Barbara. It's always, as usual, it's just something that I need to hear, something that everyone needs to hear, and we really appreciate you sharing that wisdom with us. And we also appreciate your energy, right? It's great energy first thing in the morning, and we all need it. So today, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about how the summer months, June, July, people usually kick back into gear in August, how that affects your bottom line in your business, how that impacts your business, and what you can do to fix that. Okay, so the reality is during the summer, people aren't thinking about business the same way, right? Kids are home now, and especially in this case, the world has opened up, right? So because the world has opened up, everybody's like, let's travel, let's travel, let's travel. So that's where a lot of their focus is. The kids are not only home now, but they're home and they don't have homework, right? So that one piece that filled their attention when they were having to do school online is no longer there. So now the kids are running around, they're trying to run their day-to-day business, and they just aren't really focused on investing in big things. Now, are people investing in big coaching programs and things like that? Absolutely. But a lot of times, again, especially business owners with children, they tend to tighten up on what they spend during the summer. So how can you keep that from affecting your bottom line? As a matter of fact, you get this formula right, it actually can increase your income quite a bit. And the way you can do that is, what is it that you teach, right? What is it that your business does that you can twist and give them solutions for the summer? Now, let me give you an example of what I mean by it, because I know you're like, Aneri, what are you talking about? Okay, so let's say you are a health coach, right? Well, a lot of times, because the kids are there or because there's traveling and things like that, people tend to have a less time to invest in those kinds of things. So why not have a program tailored to summertime and the time that's available during the summer, or have an ebook that allows them to, or a video or audio, something that allows them to consume the information in less time but get the same results, right? So now when you're trying to sell your program, it can be called the summer program, right? Survive the Summer Health and Wellness Program or something like that. So they know that it's designed and it's equipped to cater to their summer life, right? They're automatically going to buy it. Because, believe it or not, even though they're not investing in the big numbers and things right now, they're complaining about not having the time or the finances to invest, right? So now you've impacted your target market by providing for them something that they could use in the moment that they could use it, right? So let's say it's finances. Let's say you work with budgeting and things like that. What you could do is you could actually create a summer budget program, like how to budget your summer income, or how to travel on a budget, or how to grocery shop on a budget. Anything budget related that the summer affects, you can create, again, an audio book, an ebook, a video, a program behind that to help people survive it, right? So let's say it's a program. Summer is around 12 weeks, right? So you can have a 10-week program where each week you're teaching them how to budget, or each week you're teaching them something in health and wellness. Or if you are a business coach, you can coach people on how to survive the summer in their coaching business, right? Or in their business as a whole. So I want you to, still time, July is starting. I want you to look at what you already offer, right? Look at what you're already doing and figure out a way to create what you would call an accelerated version of that program or accelerated version of that product. The beauty is, because the program's already created, because the product's already created, you're literally just pulling out bits and pieces, putting it together, packaging it up, and calling it a summer program, right? Now, I know you're saying probably, okay, well, I don't know what to pull out, right? Like, Every piece of my program is necessary for the client's success. All right. Then do this. Decide what piece is important for the foundation of what you offer, right? So for me, the foundation is knowing what your magic elixir is, right? Knowing what kind of impact you have on the world and how you show up to the world is your foundation. Everything else is built off of that. So why not pull out the foundation of your business? Like, what is that one thing that they need to know right now to be ready for everything else you teach them and everything else you have to offer them? And let that be like their summer assignment, right? Because what do we know? And Marty will tell you this as well. In marketing, you have to capitalize on the seasons, the holidays, what's going on in the world. Um, those are not your times to shut down and quit. And I mean, look at COVID, right? So many people started businesses. So many people made so much money by just converting to what was happening, which was the world was going digital. So a lot of people that were brick and mortar and things like that, they went digital. I can't remember the ladies' names, but there was two ladies and they had a bakery, two older ladies at that, and they had a bakery and they sold like their baking ingredients, like you could buy their bag of blueberry muffin mix or, stuff like that. But they had a store that you walked into, you got what you needed to get. Well, COVID hit, and what happened? Just like so many others, they had to close the store. But they didn't close the store and say, oh, woe is me. They said, all right, looks like we're going to have to learn internet. Looks like we're going to have to learn Facebook Live. Looks like, we're going to have to learn to be virtual. And it was really funny because they would be trying to set up their Facebook Live and the phone would be upside down, and they're bantering back and forth about, trying to get online, and one saying, I think it's upside down, the other saying, absolutely, but that transparency and stepping outside their comfort zone and going with what was happening in that moment and going virtual, they made so much money. As a matter of fact, they said that they made more money doing it that way than they had ever made in the store, in the brick and mortar store. So what am I saying? I'm saying make sure that you're going with what's happening around you in that moment. And in this moment, it's summer, right? So make sure that you're pulling out something. That's your assignment for the day, is to look at your programs, right? Look at your, if you have a book series or your videos that you do, like if you record videos and things like that, and figure out how you can put them in a small package, something that's easily consumed. And we know video these days is a favorite, video and audio. Put it together, call it your summer package, and put it out there. You would be surprised how many people are going to be like, oh my God, I truly, truly needed this. Now, when we come back from the commercial, we're going to dig deeper into how you package it, what you need to put in it, how you actually communicate that out to the world so that they understand where you're coming from. But before commercial, you're put in your notes that, one, be impactful, right? Look at what the people are struggling with according to what you offer. What is their struggles during the summer, right? You should be able to list off 5 to 10 things easily. I know for me, the struggle is finances. Because moms is a part of my brand, the struggle is the expenses for children during the summer and still growing their business. They struggle with new products. They struggle with how they're going to set their business up for the fall and making time to make that happen. They struggle with budgeting. They struggle with showing up sometimes because it's like, oh my God, the kids is everywhere and I don't know when I have time to record, or I don't know when I have time to do X, Y, Z. And so what I do is I teach them how to survive the summer. I have the Impact Parenthood brand. It teaches them how to survive behaviors during the summer, right? Student learning teaches them when school starts back in August, guess what? There's going to be kids that are behind, or the parents are back into tutoring and all those things. So there's impact, student learning. So the point is, make sure that you're structuring your business where it can go with the flow, right? At the beginning of the year that everybody is in that whole, I didn't do what I wanted to do last year. Actually, it starts around November. They're in the, oh my God, this is the end of the year. I made these promises to myself for my business. I didn't fulfill these promises. I didn't reach that income goal. I didn't create those products. I didn't launch that new business. And so they're investing in the solution for their next year not to look that same way. People often say, oh my God, if I don't get this out in August, September, or October, it's not going to sell. If I don't get it out before Thanksgiving, people aren't going to buy it. The reality is the holidays are actually the time when, if you're prepared and set up, you will make the most money, right? Why? Because, again, you have to see where people's mindsets are in that moment and how you can impact that. So if you're one of those that think that during the winter months, like November, December, January, you can't sell, I'm going to say the same advice I'm giving for the summer. Package it up smaller, right? Make it digestible, make it affordable, based on what's happening. I know you've got gifts to buy, but gift yourself a successful business in the new year. Here's this product, right? So list out 10 things. And if you have winter on your mind as well, just go ahead and list them out for both seasons. But for the summer, list out the struggles that your target audience or the people you're purpose to serve. I don't like to say target audience, but the people you're purpose to serve, what struggles do they have during the summer months? And how can you, in your products and services, solve those problems? Where do you fit in to that gap? Make a special list of your business, your products and services, and find out how the summer affects that, right? And then we're going to put it together, package it together, and I'm going to teach you after the commercial break how to do it quickly and easily, actually in about 48 hours if you invest the time, so that you have something to put out there for the month of July to help affect your bottom line, accelerate your income, and help you continue to make an impact during the summer. And still help people, because people still need help in the summer, right? So you're just going to find a way to meet them where they are after this commercial break.
Life is so fragile, and we're constantly reminded just how fragile life can be, especially when we or a loved one is told we have cancer. Cancer survivor myself, I can tell you, we still feel very alone in this journey.
There's a study that's been showing that patients who are socially isolated have a worse prognosis, have a worse outcome than patients who are socially interconnected.
Buddies for Life is a non-profit cancer support group for those whose life has been impacted by cancer. We'll match you with the perfect buddy. Humor, hope, heart, and hugs.
Humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love.
We're offering you a free membership, so please sign up today. Share this with your friends and family, and support this community in every way you can. No one should face cancer alone.
I am a Chemo Buddy for Life.
We are a Buddies Network.
No one does cancer alone.
Be a buddy.
And we are all here for you as a community of love.
We are Chemo Buddies for Life.
And if you've heard 3 words, you have cancer, for yourself or someone else, you belong with us at Chemo Buddies for Life.
Healing through connections.
Welcome back to the Hour of Impact. I am Aneri Bellamy, your impact leader. You can catch us every Tuesday, 8 a.m. Central Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, So if you're just joining us, we were talking about products and services, right? And we were talking about how to equip your products and services to match where you are. And in this case, the summer. If you missed it, what we did was we said basically you write down 10 things or 10 problems that people in your purpose to serve, people in your niche, target market, as some people like to say, struggle with during the summer. If it's health and wellness, we talked about time. Is a struggle. Time to get it done on top of all the extra things that's added on during the summer. We talked about finances being a problem. So just look at your products or your services and figure out what gaps summer creates in those areas and fill those gaps. Now, as promised, I told you that there is actually a formula you can use where you can create a product or service in about 48 hours. Now, if you're a person who records a lot of videos, if you're a person who writes a lot of content already, you can actually shorten this to about 24 hours. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of paper, right? And at the top of that piece of paper, you're going to create a male or a female, whoever you target. If you target both, you're going to create 2 pieces of paper, right? A page for the male, a page for the female. And you're going to give them a name. So, okay, Neri, what is the point in giving them a name? You're going to give them a name because you want them to be as human to you as possible, which is one reason why I don't like the phrase target market, right? Because it doesn't humanize the process, and you have to be human and humanize the process in order to make an impact. Now, what we're going to do on this piece of paper is the first line, you're going to, after you name them, you're going to basically look at your product or the service that you want to minimize or you want to offer during the summer based on that list you created, right? And you're going to say, what is Susan's struggle right now? Right? So you're going to write out Susan's struggle. So if we use impact, or if we use business as a whole, we could say Susan's struggle is she has 3 kids. She's a single mom, and she's just out of time to get products and services created. Okay. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to write down how Susan feels about that. Is she frustrated? Is she angry? Is she disappointed? Is she fed up? Where is Susan at in this process? After we write down all those emotions, then we're going to look at it and we're going to say, okay, how can I show up to help Susan? Like, is it going to be an audio book? What, based on her emotions and based on her problem, what is going to help her book most? How should this product be created? How can she absorb it the best, right? So if Susan is frustrated and she doesn't have time, I don't think it's a good idea to offer her a 45-page ebook, because she's going to be like more frustrated because she's like, oh my God, here's the solution that I need and I still can't get it, right? Because I don't have the time to read it. So that means Susan needs what? Susan needs something audible, right? Or she needs a video, something that she can listen to from her phone on the move, while she's taking the kids somewhere to the park or something. She needs it to be mobile and easily accessible, right? Okay. So now we know Susan's name. Now we know what her struggle is in a sentence. Now we know her emotions. And based on those emotions and that struggle, we've now created what kind of product we need to create as far as this format, how we need to format this product. So now the next thing we say is, okay, so Susan doesn't have a lot of time and she doesn't have a lot of patience. So how can I get to the nitty gritty and give her exactly what she needs and only what she needs to survive the summer? And then from there, of course, you can funnel her up to the next thing. So what is Susan going to need? Well, first thing she's going to need is she's going to need to know how to create time to create the product or service she needs, right? So the first thing you would do is, one, you would tell her why it's important to invest in herself, right? Why is it important for her to take this step? Why was it necessary for her to take this step? And you're going to encourage her. You're going to tell her how taking this step is going to change her situation. What situations are you going to talk about? You're going to talk about the ones that you wrote down. You're going to talk about the emotions that you wrote down. So you might say something like, Susan, congratulations for buying this audio book, or congratulations, Susan, for getting this video series. It is going to eliminate your frustration by helping you create more time to create the products and services that you need while surviving the summer, right? All right. So now Susan's like, okay, thank you. Finally found something, a product or service or something that's actually going to help me. Now, what are you going to do next? Well, you don't have a lot of time with Susan, so you're going to get right to it. You're going to tell her what she's doing to suck out her time, right? So first, you're going to let her see where she can save time right away, immediately. So let's say you only did your video for the first 5, maybe 10 minutes. In that 10 minutes, she should have some kind of results. She should have something that happened or something that took place to let her know, okay, I can do this. I've saved more time. So I always say, go right into what they're doing or what can be shifted, because they're already attempting something, right? That's where the frustration comes from. That's where the aggravation, the disappointment is coming from. It's because they're trying something and they just aren't getting it aligned, right? So the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to tell them what it is that they need to shift in what they're already trying to do. Now, behind closed doors in the business world, we say, we're going to tell them what they're doing wrong, right? That's how we say, we're going to tell them what they're doing wrong. But they're already frustrated, already disappointed, so they already know they're doing something wrong. We don't need to remind them of that. So what you would do is that first piece would be like, how to fine tune what you're already doing to save more time, or how to take what you're already doing and shift it, Susan, to save more time. Okay. So now it's like, yes, I've saved more time. I can actually invest in doing what needs to be done. Now, not only did you impact Susan, but you impacted your business as well. Let me tell you how. If Susan never finds the time to do what needs to be done, she's not going to find the time to do what you're telling her to do in these videos or this audio program, if she ever opens it at all, right? Now, what happens? We know it's because she didn't have time, but that's not how Susan's going to see it. Susan's going to go out and say, I bought this program called da-da-da-da-da, and it didn't do me a bit of good. I am still stuck in the same situation, but she forgot she didn't invest all the time needed, or she didn't do all the assignments, or she didn't watch all the videos because of time, she was skipping stuff, right? So that helps you and your business to figure out and fix that one thing immediately that's going to prevent them from being successful in the program or service that you're offering them. All right. So now that we've given Susan more time, the next thing we need to do is we need to tell her how. Just jump right into how to get done whatever it is you're selling. So let's say I was teaching Susan how to make a digital product to have something to sell in her business, right? Because she's got these kids and she's a coach, and she's capped off on time because she can only coach so many people with the time that she has. So I'm teaching her how to create this digital product. Well, now I'm thinking, okay, I've saved her time to get this done. Now, how can I teach her to do this the quickest way possible? So me particularly, what I would do is I would look and say, well, what slows down the progress of creating this digital product? Let's say she's decided to go the ebook route, right? Then I would say, okay, so what's going to slow down her writing an ebook? Because writing an ebook can take time, right? She has to sit down and have the outline. She has to actually type out the content. Then I say, okay, well, there's a couple of things she can do. One, she can use Google Docs, and she can use the dictation feature, and she can just sit there and talk. So while the kids is out at the park, she can just hit the button and just talk, right? And it's dictating everything that she says. Now, all she has to do is go back and format it. Two, she can talk in the audio feature in her phone and actually use a site that transcribes quickly, right? You just put your stuff in there, hit the button, and it transcribes it for you. So that's two ways that she can expedite writing this ebook. Then it's like, okay, now it has to be designed. Well, just go on Fiverr Give it to them, let them design it, make it pretty, get it back in a couple of days, and now you have your digital product. You can go on Fiverr and they'll actually set it up on Amazon for you. So, so now I'm teaching her how to save time, get the product created, and do it economically. So I have addressed money problems, I've addressed time, I've addressed frustration, I've addressed disappointment because it hadn't been done, and I've told her how to get it done. Okay, now she's gotten it done. We all know what's the next thing she's going to need to do. She's going to need to figure out, how in the world am I going to have time to promote it? Am I going to have time to sell it? Well, everybody assumes that in business, a lot of times, that you have to be sitting in a certain place at a certain time, set up a certain way in order for a video to be successful. But let's say Susan's brand is all about motherhood and somehow productivity or surviving motherhood, or she could even be in direct sales or something like that, right? She can simply be herself in her environment and sell way more than she's going to trying to be in a place where she's not. So she can actually be at soccer practice in the van and do a quick video on Facebook and say, sitting here at soccer practice, just got through recording another chapter for the ebook or the audio book, or recording another video for the video series that's coming out. Super excited. It's been an exhausting day, I had to do breakfast, had to do lunch. The kids had this going on. They had doctor's appointments, et cetera, et cetera. But I still managed to find the time to, record that chapter in my book, or find the time to coach 2 clients today, or, So if her product is all about being able to do those things, or let's say she's in direct sales, because I know it gets difficult when you cross that line. Let's say she's selling makeup. Then what she can say is, oh my God, I had to get on camera in an instant, and I didn't have time to put on my full face, but I had this little kit that I bought, and it's something that a direct sales company sells, some little kit that has your basics in it. And I was able to take my kit and take it on the road with me, get the kids to soccer practice, throw my kit on, and now I'm on live with you. And you can't even tell that I did this in 5 minutes. I'll tell you right now, every mother that's like, I am so sick of running around without the makeup that I want on my face and looking the way I want to look because I'm spending all that time elsewhere, is going to buy that kit. Any business person that's like, wow, I'm not a mom, but I rush to put on makeup, or from meeting to meeting is really hard to refresh my makeup, or et cetera, is going to buy that product, right? So now I'm teaching her how to take where she is and use as an opportunity to market, so that she's not trying to carve out this certain environment, this certain time frame, this certain message. She's just literally able to live, be who she is, and still sell this product that she now has created, that she now made time to create. And at the end of the day, it might be 3-4 videos, 10 minutes a piece. We have solved her problem. Susan is now a happy person, right? So what you want to do is you want to write down where she is, what her struggle is, her emotions, how you need to deliver that to her, whether it be audio, video, we talked about that. Now that you know how you're going to deliver it to her, I just told you what you need to put in it. You need to encourage her and tell her that she's made a wise decision, or him, or whoever your target person is. Your purpose to serve. Tell them encourage them right off the bat. Eliminate that one major thing that's going to keep them from being successful with your product or service. Take them straight into how or what the solution is to the problem that you're solving. Take them straight into it. Don't fluff it. People assume that a book that's 45 pages or a video that's an hour and a half long is more valuable than one that's 10 minutes long. And that's just not true. The value is in the solution, right? So you figure out how you're going to get her there the fastest way possible. If you could get her there in 5 minutes, awesome. If there's a solution, she sees a solution, she goes out and does it, and it works. She does not care how long that video is. All right. Now that you've told her, you've packaged it up and you've taken her straight to the how, then you take her all the way through to the solution. So you think about, okay, I've told her how to do this piece, but is this going to solve the problem, or is there something else I need to add? No. And what I did, I added how she can now market the product in an easy, efficient way so she doesn't hit another wall of frustration, right? And then the last thing that you want to do is, for your marketing, as far as you talking about the product, decide how Susan is going to feel after experiencing the product in the format that you're providing it. She's going to be relieved. She's going to be more productive. She's going to be happier, right? She's going to have more income. She's going to be able to do more with her children. She's going to be selling more. She's going to be able to now create more products quickly and efficiently because she has a system. She learned it during the summer. We offered it during the summer because we said, hey, summer is when your time is most constricted. However, when those kids go back to school, or even if she's homeschooling, when they get back to doing schoolwork, she's going to have more time to replicate that formula in a quick and easy way. So what does that mean for her? That means more income because she's going to have more products and going to know exactly how to go out and market them without beating her head against the wall, as they say sometimes. So what that means for you is, now that you've got the solution, you've basically created yourself a one-page marketing plan. And now you know how to go out and talk to Susan. And now you know what to create in the next 24 to 48 hours. Why? Because it's so simple, right? It's condensed, it's concise, it's straight to the point. So if you are recording a lot of quick little videos and quick tips and things like that, it may be as easy as you pulling out certain ones, putting them in a certain order to get them to a solution. That's something you could definitely do in 24 hours, right? So today's lesson on impacting your business is, it's summer. People are slowing down on their spending because they're traveling. Their mind is not deep into business. So don't try to take them deep into business. Give them something on the surface that they can do that's going to totally revamp their business. And it's something that they never even thought of, right? Give them that foundation. Tackle what it is that they struggle with. Jar their attention. Let them know that there's something that they need that they hadn't even thought of, right? And sell it to them. Make it economical. Make it something, this is a good time to be offering your low-level offers. That should be your main focus. If your main focus is normally, hey, I'm just going to beat the ground till I sell 4 of these high-level packages, summer's a good time to flip that and say, hey, I'm going to beat the ground and sell 50 of these low-level packages. It comes up to the same price. You have to sell more, yes, but at the end of the day, you've made that income. You may not have to beat the ground so hard to get it done. And as a matter of fact, you're probably going to sell more because it's more economical. It's less stress on the person financially that's trying to buy, and it's meeting them where they are right now during the summer. So go out, do it. You've got your instructions. I hope you were taking notes. I look forward to getting your inboxes on Facebook, Aneri Bellamy, or you can email us at Hour of Impact and tell us how it worked for you, the product or service you created, or if you have questions. If you're stuck and you're like, I heard what you said, and I know it's in here somewhere, I just don't know where to find it. I'll be happy to answer your questions to help you, get over that wall so that you're not stuck in the I almost have it stage, and you can just cross over into selling those products and services during the summer that people need, and also making an impact on the world. This is Aneri Bellamy. You have heard another session of Hour of Impact. We'll be back with you next Tuesday. Until then, keep pushing, keep striving, don't be disappointed, and know that nothing good comes without a little sweat. Till next time.
always have to make sure I have my mute button off. That's been one of my like taglines all of a sudden. I said, I don't want to get caught up with having my mute button off. So thank you, Queen, for coming on. Impact. Ooh, I just love, when me and Amiri met, when she told me she was like, she's the impactor. That's her brand. That's what she does. I was like, that is so powerful. You want to create an impact. And I always tell people, I said, this is something that I strive for all the time. Every time I come on and do Facebook Lives or the show or just talking to individuals, I want to make sure that I'm creating that impact in their lives so I can help them some kind of way, or, hopefully they can give me something back and we help each other like a win-win. But the biggest thing that I do want to create, you want to be that influencer. You want to be that positive impact in somebody's lives, because that's how we all learn and grow together. That's really how we learn. I mean, I know some things that might help you. You might know some things that can help me. And we come together and we create that impact so we can push forward in what we're trying to do. As I was saying earlier this morning before Amiri came on, is I had my quote here: if you can dream it, you can do it. You can do it. So I have something else to add to that. I always gonna, just add something else for you to kind of just float with the flow. So I was thinking about, since I was talking about dreaming and you can do it, I thought about giving you a passage about taking risks. You cannot make the most of yourself in life if you do not take a risk. By risk, I am not speaking about risks you might take physically. I'm speaking about taking risks such as 1, speaking up for yourself. 2, following your passion, even when it seems like your dreams are unattainable. Okay. 3, having the courage to leave any situation that is not right for you. Risk calling someone to turn a painful situation to a pleasure. Risk applying for a new job with an attitude of courage. Risk going to new places and meeting new friends. Though risking your growth as a person, making the most of yourself. Today, get out of your comfort zone, that box that people say a lot, that I'm in the box, and take a risk. Now, sometimes when I read these quotes and passages, I kind of put a disclaimer. I put a disclaimer because I don't know. It's like, okay, I have that wonderful quote, and I said, maybe I need a little disclaimer on that just to make sure people don't go overboard on things. So I don't want you taking a risk that's going to, like at the beginning where it says on a physical or health capacity, that is going to just totally, mess you up. Okay, I'm just going to put it that way. You want to take a risk that's going to be healthy. Okay, mind, body, and soul. I don't know, I feel like my shirt. I'm sorry, I'm switching here. I was like, okay, there we go. Mind, body, and soul. You want to take the positive risk that's going to help you, not harm you, but help you move towards what you want to do. Okay. And I want to make sure that you are speaking up for yourself. Do you know how important you are? Do you know how amazing you are? You are. You really, truly are. If you're thinking anything else but that, then I need you to sit down real quickly, go somewhere, wherever you are, take like a 5-second or not. Well, I'm gonna put a 5-minute break, and go in the mirror and look at yourself and say, I am valuable. I am amazing. I am wonderful. I am a risk taker to go towards my dreams and my goals, because I know it could happen. I believe it could happen, period. So once you do that, then you go back wherever you're at. If you're working from home, if you're with the children, if you're dealing with children, whatever. But I want you to make sure that you're always understanding how important you are, how amazing you are, how much of an impact that you make in this world. I always tell people, you were not put on this earth. You were not put on this universe just to be just walking around like, oh, okay, I'm just here. I don't know, I'm just, stumble on something. No, you were put on this earth when you were birthed. There was a birth that you were going to be that influencer, impactor. But the thing is, you have to go down and take the right steps to get to that point. And what I mean by that is, through all our lives, we're going to have our stories. We're going to have things that happen, good, bad, and then ugly. That's going to test us, trials and tribulations, as they say in the Bible. I always say the earthquake, the storm, the pandemic, whatever you want to call, that's going to get in your way and say, I don't want you going there because this is happening, or I don't want you going that way because, this is going on. So I know you can handle it. Ha, 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 ha. No. That's when you have to go and say to yourself, I got to make a decision. Every time something comes your way, and you got to remind yourself that what? You're amazing. You're wonderful. You're a risk taker. You're an impactor. When you keep saying that keeps you back focused on what you're trying to do instead of going this direction or that direction where it's going to take you the wrong way. You need to be pushing forward. So always remember that whatever you're doing, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a project you're working on, it's a job that you might not like, your business is going kind of I don't care what it is. If you stay focused and keep believing and keep knowing that you are a risk taker and that you are, as Amiri always says, a impactor and an influencer, it has to get down in here. Now, I'm always saying, this is my other disclaimer. People talking about, well, you got to have a mindset. I understand. I talk about mindset all the time, but I always add, this is the addition to that. You have to have a heart set too. Your mindset and your heart set needs to come together, because you can think all about whatever in your mind, but if your heart's not in it, and if you don't believe in who you are, then it's going to be wavy. You're going to have some questions. You're going to be questioning yourself. You're going to be going back and forth in your mind, because now it's like your heart is not in it. You know how some people, you hear some people say, well, it seems like your heart's not in it. It's like you're doing everything. You're going through the motions, but your heart's not in it. That's the same thing. That's why you got to have your heart set and your mindset together. You got to have it together. So that's a disclaimer I'm putting out there. A lot of people are like, Barbara, you add to it. Yep. I'm adding, because we have to grow. We have to move. Time is of the essence. And I want to end this. Time is of the essence right now. Every day when you wake up, when you stretch, and when you move your head around like this, and then you stretch, you're like, oh, I'm in the land of the living again. I can move, I can talk, I can speak, I can hear, I can walk. When you feel all that going on, then the next step is, okay, what am I going to be in this? What kind of influence, or what am I going to do to push forward into something positive, either in my own life or help in somebody else's life? That's it. That's what we should be doing. That's what we're here for. If you're like, oh, I don't know what purpose I have. I don't know what my purpose is. Well, the first purpose is to get you going in what you're doing every day, to create that positivity in you, because it takes time. We got, emotions get there. Sometimes you don't feel positive all the time. That's why you have to get up every day, stretch, and do those affirmations. And I can go into, that's a whole nother series of stuff that I can go into. But just with the timing right now, I just want to make sure that you're always pushing forth in the morning after you get yourself together, because I know sometimes it takes longer than some others sometimes. And then from that point, believe in who you are. You are valuable. You are amazing. You are wonderful. You got to believe it here and in here. And with that said, we will see you tomorrow with the Mr. Jim Hunter stories coming, Mr. Barry B. Mixon. He will be with us tomorrow with his hour. And from that point on, let everybody know we are here to stay. The Diamond Factor Experience Show with Barbara Beckley and experts and friends. And we are moving and grooving, and we're going up another level. You're going to see some new things coming your way from this show, because we believe in creating that influence. We believe in creating, like Aneri always said, because I love her, I just love what she's on. That's her brand, is creating that impact. So with that said, we will see you tomorrow. Take care.